There is a smell we all quietly dread. You know the one. It lives in the collar of a wool coat that is hung in the closet a season too long, in the lining of a cardigan, in the soft air of a room where someone lovely has been sitting all afternoon. A faint mustiness, not dirty, not unwashed, just there. And most women, the moment they catch it on themselves, do the one thing that never works. They reach for more soap, hotter water, a stronger deodorant. And it doesn't touch it, because the thing you're smelling was never about soap, it's chemistry. It's coming from inside the skin, not the surface of it. And once you understand what it actually is, you can cover it completely with the right bottle, and it costs almost nothing to do. You've spent decades trusting your own nose. You can walk into a room and know in 3 seconds whether it smells expensive or just costs a lot. You know the difference between clean and merely perfumed. So trust yourself now, because what I'm about to tell you is not an insult and it is not a disease. It is one small molecule, it has a name, and knowing that name changes everything about which perfume you reach for. I'm Vivienne Marchand. I've been buying, wearing, and chasing down the truth about fragrance since I was a young woman. And I've stood at every counter and been sold every lie there is. This one, nobody at the counter will ever explain to you, because there's no expensive bottle in it for them. So here's who profits from your confusion. When you believe the answer is more washing and more scrubbing, you buy soaps, body washes, powders, sprays, a shelf of products that treat a surface problem that was never on the surface. 17 things instead of one. The industry is very happy to sell you all 17. What it will not sell you is the single honest fact that makes 6 of them unnecessary. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you'll know exactly what that molecule is. The 6 fragrances that erase it better than anything else on your shelf, and the one family of scent that quietly makes it worse. Grab a pen for this. You'll want to write these down. Now, one honest word before I name a single bottle, because I will not overstate this to you. What I'm about to describe is not an illness. It is not toxic. It will not harm you, and it says nothing at all about your hygiene. It is the most ordinary thing in the world, and if any fragrance ever irritates your skin, patch test it and see a dermatologist. Your nose is the judge of the scent, but your skin is the judge of the wearing. Now, the chemistry. The molecule is called 2-nonenal. Say it the way it looks. 2-nonenal. It's an unsaturated aldehyde, which is a fancy way of saying it's a fatty compound that forms when the natural oils in your skin oxidize. As we age, our skin produces more of a particular family of fatty acids and more of the compounds that break those fats down. When the two meet, they produce 2-nonenal. That's it. That is the entire mystery. It has a faintly greasy, grassy, slightly stale quality, and here's the cruel part. Water doesn't dissolve it well, so ordinary washing barely lifts it. You can scrub until your skin is raw, and the nonenal simply stays. This was documented by cosmetic science researchers in Japan around the turn of the millennium, the same research that gave the world an entire category of Japanese nonenal care, soaps and body washes you can still buy today. This is real. It is settled. It is chemistry class, not a scandal. And notice what it tells you about the fix. If the culprit is a fatty compound that water can barely lift, then no amount of ordinary washing is ever going to win. What wins is covering it, laying a brighter, cleaner scent right over the top of it so that it's the fresh note the room reads first. That is the whole strategy, and it is why the choice of bottle matters more than the number of times you reach for the tap. And this is where the doctors come in, the ones the title promised you. Dermatologists and cosmetic chemists who study skin have known about 2-nonenal for 2 decades. What surprises them, again and again, is how many women never heard the word, spent years blaming their soap or their age or themselves, when a first-year chemistry answer was sitting right there. The shock isn't the molecule. The shock is how well kept, a secret ordinary science can be when there's no product to sell you at the end of it. My mother's bridge circle had a woman named Vera. Vera was well past 70, and I want you to understand something. Vera walked into every room smelling of clean linen and cut citrus, like a window had just been opened. Never once of age. Never once of that closed closet smell. As a girl, I thought it was luck or expensive taste. It was neither. Vera wore the same crisp, bright, soapy sort of scent every single day of her life, and without ever knowing the word nonenal, she had chosen exactly the family of perfume that covers it best. I remember standing close to her once at a card table when I was perhaps 10 years old and thinking that grown women were simply supposed to smell like that, like sunlight and pressed cotton, and being faintly disappointed years later when I discovered most of them didn't. Vera trusted her nose. Her nose was right. So let me hand you what Vera worked out by instinct. Here is the principle, and then the bottles. Certain scent families sit on top of that faintly stale, greasy note and simply erase it. Bright, clean, soapy, green, citrus, aldehydic, soft musk scents. They read as air and water and freshly pressed sheets. And certain families do the opposite, the heavy, sweet, warm ones. The dense vanillas, the thick ambers, the syrupy gourmands, they don't cover the note, they sit beside it, and warmth on warmth reads to a lot of noses as older, not younger. Keep that at the back of your mind. Now the 6. The first is Estee Lauder White Linen. This is the purest answer to the whole problem, and it's why I'm naming it first. White linen is built on aldehydes, those sparkling, soapy, just ironed cotton molecules, over a clean floral heart. It smells exactly like its name. Fresh, crisp, laundered, a little grand. It sits directly on top of nonenal and reads as spotless linen instead. It has been on the counter since 1978. It is still made, and you can usually find the eau de parfum somewhere in the $70 to $90 range for a full bottle, often less on a good day. For the money, there is nothing that does the clean, dignified, no-age job more completely. And here is why the aldehydes matter so much for our purpose. Those same molecules that make no 5 in white linen smell soapy are chemically close cousins of a fresh, snappy, just scrubbed quality that reads to the human nose as scrupulously clean. Where nonenal says stale and closed, aldehydes say open window and iron sheet. They are almost purpose-built to sit on top of the very note we're trying to cover. If you write down only one bottle from this whole video, write down this one. Now, here's where it gets interesting, because the second name is one you already own or once did. Chanel No. 5. Yes, that one. We think of it as heavy and old-fashioned, and that reputation does it a real disservice, because at the very top, No. 5 is one of the most aldehydic fragrances ever composed. Ernest Beau built it in 1921 around a famous overdose of those same soapy, effervescent aldehydes. It is, in a sense, the grandmother of the white linen effect. Worn lightly, one spray, not 4, it lifts and cleans in a way almost nothing else does. The trick with No. 5 is restraint. Too much and the warm base takes over. A whisper of it, and you smell like the cleanest, most composed woman in the room. It's not cheap at full retail, but the eau de toilette is gentler and more affordable than the parfum, and a bottle lasts years when you wear it the way it wants to be worn. Let me stop on the third one, because it's the one most women haven't tried, and it may become your everyday clean reserve warm cotton. The brand is called Clean, and it does precisely what it says. Warm cotton is a soft musk built to smell like a laundry line and a warm towel. Skin clean, quiet, close. It doesn't announce itself across a room. It makes the space right around you smell freshly washed, which is exactly the zone where nonenal lives. It usually runs somewhere in the $25 to $60 range depending on size and where you shop, and I'll be honest with you about it. It is not a grand, complicated perfume. It's not trying to be. It's a clean second skin, and for the specific job we're talking about, a clean second skin is worth more than a masterpiece. Fourth, Philosophy, Pure Grace. This one I recommend with real affection. Pure Grace is the smell of soap and green stems and clean water. It is almost aggressively fresh in the loveliest way. It reads like you have just stepped out of a bath into a room full of cut greenery. It is inexpensive, frequently found under $50, and it is one of the most reliable. I cannot possibly smell stale in this fragrances, I know. Here is the one honest caveat, and I'd be doing you a disservice to skip it. Because it's so clean and so light, it doesn't last as long as the aldehydic heavyweights. You'll want to refresh it after a few hours. That's the trade. Freshness that pure tends to be fleeting. Reapply, and it's flawless. The fifth is Issei Miyake Lodise. Say it, Lodise. It's an aquatic, built around the idea of water, lotus, and clean air. One of the fragrances that founded that whole watery, transparent style back in 1992. It smells cool and rinsed and weightless, like rain on stone. Aquatics are marvelous at the nonenal problem because they read as pure water, and water is the exact opposite of that closed, greasy, stale note. It's widely available, it's often discounted, well below the department store price if you look, and it has held up for 30 years for a reason. I'll be honest about one thing. An aquatic like this is quieter than the aldehydic bottles. It won't fill a room. What it will do is make the 18 inches of air right around you smell like clean water. And since that 18 inches is precisely where nonenal lives and where the people close to you actually meet you, quiet is often exactly what you want. If white linen feels too grand for your ordinary Tuesday, this is your Tuesday. And the sixth, Acqua di Parma Colonia. Say it, Acqua di Parma. This is a classic Italian cologne, first made in 1916, built on bright citrus and neroli, which is orange blossom, over a light, clean base. It is effervescent. It's the smell of a lemon grove and a freshly laundered shirt at the same time. Citrus is one of the very best families for our purpose because it is sharp and clean and reads instantly as young and awake. This is the priciest of the six, so let me be fair about that. A full bottle sits in the luxury range, well above the others. But you can often find the smaller size, or a well-priced set, and a little goes a long way. If you want the most elegant possible version of, I smell like sunlight and clean linen, this is it. Now, the woman dazzled by the counter buys the heaviest, sweetest, most expensive bottle she can, because the woman in the blazer told her it was sophisticated and long-lasting. And she wonders, quietly, why she doesn't smell the way she wants to. The woman who trusts her nose does the opposite. She reaches for clean, for citrus, for soap and water and fresh air, and she wonders why strangers keep telling her she smells lovely. That's the whole difference. It isn't money. Colonia aside, most of these bottles are modest. It's knowing which direction to walk in when you reach the shelf. Which brings me to the family to be careful with. And I want to say this gently, because I love these perfumes and I wear them myself in winter. The heavy, sweet orientals, the thick vanillas, the dense ambers, the rich gourmands, that smell of caramel and tonka and spice. These are gorgeous fragrances. They are also warm, and warm sits next to nonenal rather than covering it. And on a lot of mature skin, the two together read as older, not younger. I am not telling you to throw them away. I'm telling you to know when to wear them. In the evening, in the cold, when you want to be enveloping rather than fresh. And to reach for the clean six when the job is to smell like an open window. That's not a rule. That's a tool. Let me admit something to you, because I promised you honesty, and this is the honest part. I had this backwards for years. When I first noticed that closed closet smell on one of my own coats, I did exactly what I told you not to do. I washed everything twice. I bought a more powerful deodorant. I quietly began to think it was simply my age and there was nothing to be done. It was none of that. The day a chemist friend said the word nonenal to me over coffee, I felt two things at once. Relief that it had a name and a cause, and a small flash of temper that I'd spent years blaming myself for a first-year chemistry fact. So if you've been carrying that quiet worry, Put it down. It was never you. It was a molecule. And now you know its name and the 6 things that erase it. One thing I will not do is overpromise. No perfume is a cure for anything because there is nothing here to cure. These 6 don't treat a condition. They cover a completely normal, harmless note with a fresher one, beautifully. And skin chemistry is personal. What smells like clean linen on Vera might sit a touch differently on you. So test them on your own skin, give them an hour, and let your own nose deliver the verdict. That's the only review that counts. Let me give you the 6 once more, so take a picture of this screen. Estee Lauder White Linen, the aldehydic anchor, and the one to start with. Chanel No. 5, worn lightly, 1 spray. Clean Reserve Warm Cotton. Your soft everyday. Philosophy Pure Grace. Fresh and green and inexpensive. Just refresh it through the day. Isi Miyake Lo Dice. Cool, clean water. And Acqua di Parma Colonia. Bright citrus, the elegant splurge. Clean, aldehydic, green, aquatic, citrus, soft musk. That's the whole map. Walk toward those words at the shelf, and you cannot go wrong. Tell me in the comments what you're wearing and how long it lasts on your skin and your skin type, dry, oily, whatever you know it to be. I want to build a real record from real women, so the next woman who finds this video knows exactly what to expect before she spends a cent. Your experience is worth more than any counter's promise. Next time, I'm going to tell you about something that sat in every woman's bathroom cabinet before the 1950s. A single, humble fixative our grandmothers used to make 1 bottle of perfume last from morning until night, quietly discontinued and replaced with a shelf of products that cost more and do less. You are going to want to hear that one. Until next time, trust your nose. You've spent a lifetime training it, and what you wear should reflect you, not someone else's marketing budget.